Maniac when I see myself. I want to
Surprising.
see everything I did. Surprising. We all got a little egomania in us.
Absolutely.
But I thought that, did you guys get the point? I know you guys should be asking me questions. Did y'all get the point about the futility associated with revenge? Because
Yes.
Colin and Baby Girl, they could have gone and had a nice life, right?
Right.
If they had let go of that resentment they were harboring. But now there's nothing they can expect because they took life and death into their own hands when they can't give either one. You know, so I just think revenge is a bad act. It's a very bad act. I wish my character had been a little smarter, but he wasn't. You know.
I wish they had developed your character some more. They didn't.
Let me just quarterback this.
Go ahead,
How
quarterback.
are you?
Go ahead.
I'm Jazz Fly. Nice to meet you.
I'm Terrence. Thank you very much.
So let's just jump right in then. The funny thing is that you're a really insightful guy. Any of your interviews, you really dig really deep. But it's also surprising that you play really dark characters really well. Why is it so easy for you to play a bad guy?
Well, this is going to seem like a roundabout answer, but there's a point to it. This year I had the privilege of presenting James Earl Jones with the Marian Anderson Award. Now, you guys know Marian Anderson, amazing woman. And the award given every year is for, this is his Lifetime Achievement Award from Marian Anderson. And he made a statement that he had a conversation with Sidney Poitier back in 1950s. And Sidney reminded him that he needs to play these upbuilding characters that portray black men in a very positive light in comparison to the light that we have been portrayed in for many, many years. And James, wanting to be on Sidney's good graces, couldn't help but nod along with him. But his integrity of being a human being and as an artisan himself made him take into consideration what his own passion was. And one of the things his own passion was, he had to tell Sidney, but I like the conflicted man. I like the compromised man. I like the disenfranchised young man who's trying to find his way, not the one that's necessarily found his way, because that's the beacon light that we need. You know, what Sidney Poitier did was a lamp on the street, but what James Earl Jones accomplished was the flashlight in front of you that you can light every step along the way, because there was a humanity that you could associate yourself with. Now, me personally, not just because James Earl Jones happens to be light bright like myself, in all due respect, don't make me less black, but I'm still a little light bright, and I'm proud of that, you know, because the black that's in me is the same black that's in everybody on this planet, you know. But I found that I find more of the humanity within myself when I play the conflicted young man who's trying to figure out his way and doesn't necessarily make the right decisions, because that's what oftentimes we do within our community and with our entire human environment, you know, the environment that we weave by our actions and our expectations.
Okay, great answer. You mentioned community. You're also in a room full of bloggers and online press. And you said earlier tonight that you aren't participating in social networking. You're not on Twitter, you're not on Facebook. So if you guys are interacting with him online, you're being catfished. It's not him. But it is interesting because you have a doctorate in physics.
Yes, well, I have my doctorate in chemical engineering.
Okay.
But the doctorate was an honorary doctorate. I went to school for chemical engineering. But because I took a company that's part of my company, it's called SCIO, and we grow diamonds. Now, we can grow diamonds.
Grow diamonds.
In the process of, like, I have a new process of growing
Do you have any
diamonds.
with you? Okay.
That is not necessary, but, you know, we have about 72 machines, but we only have 14 working right now that we're utilizing, and we grow 24 diamonds per machine per 24 hours. Now, our diamonds, like you think they have to come out of the ground.
Yeah.
No. We have a process called there's high temperature, high pressure, but then there's a thing called chemical vapor deposition, and that's where you put carbon into an incubator and you send it through a hydrogen plasma ray. The carbon sits between a gas cloud and a plasma cloud, and as you know, that's an unnatural state. You know, no one wants to be a teenager. They want to be either a boy or they want to be a man. So they're looking for something to associate yourself with. So the diamonds or the carbon is looking for something stable to associate itself, and we have a small diamond at the bottom. So as the carbon cloud cools, it mimics the crystalline formation of a diamond, atom by atom. So we can grow 20-carat diamonds.
Dang.
That's flawless. Now, we could use them just for gemstone. And trust me, the gemstone business is a wrap. Don't buy any more diamonds. You don't have to kill the ground anymore. You don't have to kill people. But my main purpose of growing the diamonds is to replace the silicone in computers. So, South Carolina gave me my honorary doctorate because of my work within the diamond industry. And another thing I've come up with called harmonic wave resequencing, which will put an end, you know, within the next 5 years to cancer or any genetic ailment. You know, it's the end of. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's, I don't know really how to follow that.
Yeah, like, dang.
So talking about community, talking about diamonds and really evolving, the interesting thing about you is that you're all about evolution and finding a new, better way to do things. And it's interesting that you're in a room full of bloggers, and media has evolved where the everyman can get in there and have a voice. Where do you see that going with film, with actors, with the entertainment industry from the product side?
Well, when I say that we've passed the stage of conservation of energy, Newtonian law, Einsteinian dogma, I'm saying that we can let go of those blinders that's been placed upon us by academia that's held us within this disenfranchised state. They've given us an unrealistic expectation towards understanding. What I've developed, what I've come across, what I've been privileged to come into the knowledge of is the knowledge of transmutation of energy. It's no longer a conservation of energy, it's the laws of augmentation. We've had a new periodic table that's been in existence since 1926 that is complete in comparison to Mendeleev's table that we've done most of our businesses, most of our manufacturing with chemicals. What I'm saying is we have been diluted down. Now what will happen with film? What you guys don't recognize when you look at the color red, it generates the key of C, and it's a triangle. There's a relationship between light and its colors, sound and its tones, and matter and its shapes. Now, when you utilize all of these things together, frequencies properly, you can not only just affect the mood of someone, you can affect the very nature of someone. So cinema is going to be forced to evolve with the convergence and the total consciousness of everyone. That's what I love about Dead Man Down, and what the director was trying to accomplish, what I hope he was trying to accomplish. What I saw and my character was accomplishing was telling the futility of revenge. It's a worthless pursuit. It's chasing after the wind because we only know a little bit of the circumstance. If you recognize that this is your brother, if my left hand by accident smacked me in the face, there's no way my mouth would try and bite my left hand off or plot to bite it off. It would recognize that this is me. When we come into the convergence and know that we are one person, then revenge films will go away. And the films that will replace it will be the films that more so give God the glory that he deserves for making mankind in his image when we truly reflect him.
So last question, and then I'll open it up to the audience. Just kind of jumping on what you just said, what do you want to see replace? If you had to go back and say this type of movie, give me that movie, what do you want revenge films to be replaced with?
Well, I can't say I want anything replaced with anything because you cannot go back in time. You know, the past, the present, and the future are all occurring simultaneously since energy can't be created or destroyed. It has to all be continuously occurring. So it's illogical to even try and go back and say, I wish I did that, or wish I did that, because the entire universe was in collegiance with you making the choices that you made. But what I look forward to is when mankind is no longer, I'll put it this way, our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, is 600 quadrillion miles across. Now, to get that in perspective, light travels at 186,400 and something miles per second. Now, it takes light 100,000 years to go from one edge of our galaxy to the other edge of our galaxy. And it's estimated that there's over 200 and something billion star systems within our own galaxy. Now, it's thought that there's been about 20 billion human beings that's occupied this planet, that's lived on this earth. If you were to take every human being that's ever lived on this planet and put them within a different star system, within our very own galaxy, you would still have over 200 billion star systems without a human being. We treat each other as if we're insignificant when we are very rare. Because if you lived in a solar system, even in this solar system, and you had never seen another human being, and you had the opportunity to meet another human being, there's no way you would ignore him. There's no way you wouldn't offer him everything that you have. In the future, when we come to recognize this, the films will talk about our collective genius. If I can figure out certain things by myself, and Walter Russell can figure out other things, or John Keeley, or Pythagoras, can you imagine if we all thought as one? Now that's what I look forward to when the films that we have bring us closer to being one.
Okay.